listeners, purveyors, skeptics, everybody. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to our show, Journey Podcast with Michael and Ryan.
Welcome, everybody.
Thanks for stopping by. It's going to be another fun-filled episode today, Ryan. This is our first. Here we are into the new year.
2023. The year of community. Actually, that's my word for the year. Community, and curiosity as well. But community is more relevant because that's what we're going to be talking about today.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, mine's tribe. Same but different. Just cultivating the tribe. Cultivating. Community, tribe. Definitely want to dive into that. We've had some beautiful experiences over the last few weeks, haven't we, with just the depth of connection of people dropping into vulnerability, healing, communication, love, and then all the things in between, the frustrations, the conflicts, the resolution of it through the ability to have community to hold you in that.
Definitely. And community is, I know it's an interesting thing because it's something that we've been building in the background for a while now. Even when it comes down to Beta and what we're doing there, a lot of it is based around community. Like one of our values is Communitas, and supporting those. Well, supporting the people around us so that in turn we can support ourselves, right?
And I think what really comes to light for you and me is creating the tribe, creating the community, attracting the people. It's not even bringing them in; they bring themselves in because obviously, that's how we cultivate ourselves. But then trying to lift them up as high as possible. It's not about us; it's about how high can we lift others.
For sure, creating a platform that elevates those around us, and I suppose consciousness and awareness itself, just merely through us being us and being authentic as possible, which in turn gives them the ability to do the same.
It's just the permission, isn't it? It's just the permission when someone truly sees somebody just being themselves in their own authenticity and truth. It allows them to drop a mask. It allows them to just feel a little bit more safe, that they can then imitate it, I guess, and it was such a beautiful, we were out having lunch the other day, and it was a beautiful moment. We're just talking about our next state change program and some people who are coming on, and it is about seeing the magic in everyone. I really love seeing the magic in everyone and going, how can I bring this more out in someone?
For sure.
And we were talking about someone who's coming on, and our first instances are always, how can we raise this person? Because the more people you can raise, the more they're going to raise, and so on and so forth. And you just started laughing, and you just said, I love it that our first instinct, our first point of call is literally how high can we lift this person?
For sure. In what way can we support this person to rise themselves, right?
Yeah.
Because it's not like we're dragging them up, because even that in itself will put us on a pedestal. It's about, okay, cool, how can we actually cultivate this within someone so that they have the freedom to raise themselves up?
Yeah, it's very uplifting, and that comes back to just being in constant service. That's that abundant mindset, it's that abundant flow. When you're in constant service of others, it's the good things just come. The magic comes, the magic flows.
For sure.
How magical do you feel right now?
Life's feeling pretty good, pretty magical. Everything seems in flow, and it's been in flow for a while now, and it's beautiful. Because there's nothing I'm doing to purposely take it out of flow. It's just like, okay, things are just progressing as they need to, as fast as they are, and just allowing that to happen without, creating problems. So it's a beautiful thing.
We've done the work to get it, brother.
We've done the work, for sure.
Not saying that it ever ends, but we've put our good innings in to finally just be in true alignment and sit in, running with our purpose and passion and all of the good things.
Definitely. Well, let's talk a little bit more about community, because community is going to be a big aspect of essentially what we're doing. It's like our all of what we're doing with Beta is sort of going to be based around building a community, building a place for people to rise up from the commitment statement that we have when people first initiate themselves into the 28-day state change program, to the task that we're going to be having them to do throughout the 28-day program to show up for themselves, to prove themselves of their own worth, to then inviting people in to support Beta, to support the coaching, to like, I guess, create a place for them to share their magic.
Yeah. And then the spillover is just into our personal lives as well.
For sure.
Know, like what we're creating in every aspect of our life, there's no separation there. It's all the same. Creating Beta, it's tribe, it's community, it's it's value driven. Our lives, it's the same. It's like cultivating the tribe, the community, the values, the authenticity, and it's that old adage of work-life balance. I truly, that needs to just go. It's such a cliche. It's passion, purpose, life integration.
Passion, purpose, and life integration. I like it. So, well, let's talk a little bit about this. For me, it's always actually been quite challenging to build or to feel a part of a community. It's never something that I've found easy to I suppose, connect with others. I don't even know if it's the connection's the right word, but I suppose to feel in community.
Well, we're not, especially, I was going to say Western world, but New Zealand, it's fairly prevalent here. Like, how many people really know their neighbours?
For
how
sure.
many people really know the people around them? Like, I think we get to a point where you go to those communities that are, statistically in the lowest socioeconomic, statistics backgrounds. They have less fences between their houses. They have more rally. They've got more religion running through. Because they need to support each other through different things. That's why they are still intrinsically more connected. Then you go to the kind of more capitalist Western world, and I'm not saying one's better than the other, but I'm just saying, we are so much more self-supportive, self-reliant. We don't need to reach out to our neighbours for that cup of sugar anymore, or there's certainly more of a fear strategy too. I won't get strangers to look after my kids, or I won't get to know my neighbours to babysit. I'll just stay home, or you kind of know where I'm going with that, right?
For sure. It's like as people become more secure financially, essentially the fences around them get bigger, because there's actual no need there's no need to have the support of your neighbours, community, cul-de-sac and everything like that. Okay, that makes sense. For sure.
Yeah. And then, but the deep down human, spiritual soul wants that connection. So the
needs
walls
it.
Needs it.
Thrives off it.
Like the walls can get higher, but you get potentially lonelier.
Yeah, for sure.
And I guess that's such a big driver for me, because I've been like you as well most of my life, feeling like, I've always been a chameleon of sorts. I've had various ranges of different types of lives and people and groups that I've moved in, and but a conscious tribe community that we are bringing together now. It's foreign territory, but it feels so fucking good.
It feels amazing. Feels amazing because you feel seen, and you can see the magic in other people, and there's support there, there's communication, there's connection, there's understanding, there's people willing to hold you at your depths, and then also willing to challenge your belief. And it's beautiful because it's all encompassing. It's all encompassing. And I love that aspect of it, because you actually know the people. Well, I actually know the people that we've only met in even just the last few months, deeper than people that I've known for 15 years, right?
And that's the beauty of it, right? That's removing the time aspect, because connection is infinite.
Oh, for
Connection
sure.
is love.
For sure.
Love is infinite.
Yeah.
It's quantum.
For sure.
You know, if you're able to be met at deeper levels because somebody's gone to their deeper levels, where you're instantly feeling more known to each other through the basis of even when you're holding someone to a higher standard and it's an uncomfortable conversation, it's still done with love, because you want the best for that person.
For sure.
And you want the best for yourself. You know, before I go into, you know, we have them, not all the time, but, you know, obviously because we spend a lot of time to each other and we've got lots of things together, you know, we're all, you know, every now and then there'll be something coming up, and it's, and there's always a choice. There's a choice of, well, do I just let this kind of go in the background, or do I want to step up for myself and step up for my brotherhood, and I want to be able to deliver something, and it's with love, and it's uncomfortable, but then there's a growth aspect to it, you know,
Sure.
and that goes vice versa as well. You do that same to me, and it's actually everyone in our lives, to be honest.
Well, it's just holding people to account, right?
Yeah.
Holding people to account.
Yeah, it's holding yourself to account. But it's very exciting. It's very exciting with the intention of bringing people together, you know, like, and going, yes, or come, and it's just growing, right? One by one by one by one. And, you know, the people that will be standing up there at the altar with us when this thing is...
When we get married.
When we get married. Is that where you're going with this?
No, I think I don't know.
No.
Where are you heading with it?
No,
No, I'm just fucking with you.
Ryan's secret desire to marry me.
Oh my god!
Coming
well,
out.
ladies, wouldn't you? Come on, look at the man.
No, I mean up at the altar when we've got our, you know, our beta coaching things happening, and we've got all of our worldly events and different stuff, and, you know, we're not there to hold it ourselves.
No,
nor could we.
No,
Not the grande-esque
for sure
of what we are wanting to create.
100%, because you can move fast on your own, but things are always going to be more sustainable when you do it with others.
Yeah. So you move. If you want to go fast, go on your own. You want to go far, go with others.
That's it. You said it right.
Not right.
Yeah, 100%, man, and there's a beautiful thing to it, because it's awesome to be able to even just have the conversation of being like, hey, look, thank you so much for being so open and sharing, and, you know, being so part of the community. When we did the 28-day program, we want to bring you in to support us in the next one, you know, as like a mediator, a moderator, or just being there to support others who are just starting the journey to go through it, and both the conversations we have with the people that we're bringing in as co-coaches and facilitators were just like ecstatic,
blown away.
And I love that. I love that, because we really can't do it on our own, nor do we really want to. And to be able to give other people an opportunity to share their own magic, to share their own gifts, man, it lights me up.
Oh yeah, that's a good word. Lights me up. Yeah, I do love that. I do love that. I'd love to move into a little bit deeper into kind of what it entails for you to actually seek out community, because I remember being, you know, starting down my kind of more deeper self journey and kind of floating and kind of moving more into that kind of like, you know, spiritually identified world, and floating out of that and seeking community. What do you reckon some good, well, I'd say tips, but what are some good advice for you, from your experiences that can help people seek out community, seek out tribes, seek out the right people, you know, how to get themselves to a level that you can attract the types of people that you want in your life, you know, and this could move down to the relationship aspect, it could move down to friendship, you know, anything.
I guess it comes down to, probably the biggest thing is allowing yourself to be vulnerable and putting yourself out there. Because if you're not actually out there trying to meet people, then you're never going to meet community, right? And if you're not actually allowing to meet people, or if you don't allow yourself to actually meet people that aren't going to be part of your community, then you're probably never going to find your community. You know, yes, there will be people that naturally attract to you, but if you're just sitting at home doing nothing and waiting for people to come, then realistically, it's never really going to happen.
So you're saying sitting on the couch and manifesting things to happen without going out and doing it doesn't work?
Well, Michael, you could try. You could try. Well, yeah. But it's a combination of both, right? Yeah, you can sit and manifest and bring it in, do some Dr. Joe and like feel into the energy of the people you want to bring into your life, re-experience or experience the relationships before they even happen. But then if you're not out there doing things, going to different things, willing to meet people, willing to even just be rejected or willing to be embraced, then it's never really going to happen, right?
Yeah. I would say get ready to find out what you don't want first, because you're going to start moving through different groups of people. You're going to meet different people as you start to get out there, you know. And if it's something in your gut's telling you these aren't quite aligned, then listen to that, you know, and that's okay too. You know, not everyone's going to be your best mate.
For sure. Nor do they have to be. Yeah, for sure.
And it's kind of that self-power cultivation, right? It's getting to know first.
Well, if you don't know who you are, how can you know who you want to bring into your life, right?
Yeah.
You know? So if you haven't been doing any work on yourself and you're wondering why you can't, well, if you're wondering why there's discomfort.
Well, the same patterns keep playing out.
Yeah, the same patterns
people keep showing up. The same partners keep showing up. The same dates keep showing up. You know, the same stories in your mind don't go away. You know, all of a sudden it's another year later and you are in the same place and the same jobs, complaining the same things. That's your unique self. That's your soul yelling at you, going, fucking hell, can you just do something? Anything.
Definitely. Do something different. Allow yourself to experience something different. Put yourself out there. Yeah, for sure.
You know, don't worry about other people judging you. They're going to judge you regardless. First, they'll say, what are you doing? And then when you get through it, they'll ask how you did it.
Yeah, for sure.
You know?
Yeah, for sure.
It just is. It's a paradox. People feel uncomfortable in other people's change.
For sure, 100%. And I mean, in New Zealand, even more so, right? Like fucking tall poppy syndrome is rife. It's rife.
Prevalent here.
So if anyone wants to stand up or be bigger or be outside themselves or do something different, have different conversations, break away from the mold of who people feel comfortable as you being, then they're probably going to knock you down. Because as soon as you start to rise up and be different, I mean, there's just that. I have no fucking idea where it comes from, but there's just the need to cut you down. You know, the need to cut you out, the need to have conversations that degrade you instead of actually empower you. It's such a funny fucking culture.
It's really interesting, isn't it?
I don't understand it at all. Yeah. And this is actually why I love Americans so much, because they're so fucking passionate.
And they're open.
And they love it.
Yeah.
You tell them about something you're doing and they're just fucking all over it. They're melting in your hands. Tell me fucking more.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, you meet anyone coming from Europe as well. You know, same thing. They're just, the ideas are just, I mean, it really is interesting, you know, because I lived away from New Zealand for a long time. I left it when I was 17. I moved back about 5.5 years ago. And love it here to death. But that culture that permeates, it's heavy.
It's like a suffocation.
And the statistics show, you know, we've got per capita of people some of the highest suicide rates in the world. You know, like that's what lights me up to get fucking going and trying to get all of the healing tools that have helped me and you as much as I can to everyone. Because if it can help somebody not go down that path, then that's job done, right?
Even if you save one person.
Oh,
So that's a worthy life.
It's worthy.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, and it really does make me sad.
Well, and then that's, I suppose, where you can actually see or start to understand and pull a thread. Like, maybe the reason that people stay so stuck and limit themselves so much and don't allow themselves to step out of their comfort zone and the relationships that they can cultivated with friends that they simply just met when they were 5 years old is because there's that fear of rejection. You know, the fear of, hey, what if I actually do step away from this? One, what if people don't let me in? Because that is quite rife in New Zealand as well. I just know through my partner's own experiences, like traveling to New Zealand and trying to cultivate relationships as she was older, people seem to be nice to you, but not nice enough to be friends with you. You know, they'll never let you in that last little few inches. Now, I'm not saying it's everybody, but as a whole, that sort of does, that is the experience that she's felt. And it's like, yeah, maybe it's that fear, like, fuck, maybe I don't actually have any other options to step out and be myself and challenge the narrative because of that fear of rejection, because of that fear of being broken down. And that in itself just keeps people suffocated, right? Because that's what Jim Carrey talks about, right? Depression is repression. You know, you're depressed because you're literally playing a character that no longer serves you. And you're so afraid of stepping outside of that character that you're willing to sit in depression and sit in uncomfortableness just because of the fear of being rejected.
Yeah. Bro, that's huge. That's really huge. And I think you've really hit the target there. You know, that fear of rejection is so deep, because there's so much wounding in that, and most people have been terribly rejected. You know, I mean, how many clients have we sat in front of us doing Rebirth Breathworks, and they've been rejected at the time of conception? You know,
for sure.
It's like they get conceived, and then, you know,
that idea of unwanting, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Sure. And that permeates so deep. So you can see why it's so hard for people to step into that and start feeling it.
For sure.
You know?
For sure.
So if you're listening to this, peeps, step into some unknown.
Yeah, for sure. If there's something you want to do, do it.
Go and do it. Allow yourself, give yourself that freedom. You might find that you don't like it and you only like the idea of doing it, but if you're not giving that chance to have the experience, then... I was having this conversation, actually, at the gym this morning. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine, and, you know, ran into her, and she has been doing a dance teacher for like 30 plus years, you know, really amazing. And she's a lovely woman, very bubbly, you know, just, you know, a really, really nice soul. And I saw her a week or so ago, and she was saying, she wants to step into being an airline host.
Cool.
And you know, wanting to do something change, and it's a good way for her to be able to get travel and, you know, step it all on. And and I saw her today, and so I said to her, "Hey, how's your progress going?" And, you know, she's going, "Oh, well, it's all okay, but, well, if they call, they call, and if they don't, they don't." I said, "No, that's not it." No, like, if this is something that you want, fucking call it in.
Fucking no, pursue it.
I said,
do everything you can.
Yeah, and I just said to her, "What is the fear here?" She goes, "Oh, well, you know, like, I step away, I've done dance for so long, and, well, I suppose it'll always be there, and this." But I think just now cluing it out in my mind, it's the fear of rejection. It's the fear of getting out of your own way. It's the fear of stepping out of the comfort and into uncomfortability, because you know something will happen.
For sure.
Something will happen. You know, if you've done the same thing for 30 years, it's going to feel rough as shit, even if it's something that you want.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, you've got to have that desire outweigh the fear.
Definitely.
You've got to put your awareness on that desire, on that want. It's okay to want people. It's okay to desire. It's okay to feel passionate about something that you want to do, even though it may not align with any single person in your family or your life.
For sure.
It's for you. It's not for anyone else. Go and do it. This is your permission to chase your fucking dreams.
Fucking no. And anything worth doing is going to come with resistance.
Yes.
There's going to be resistance because you're stepping outside of the identity you've created for yourself in this example, a dance teacher, and you're also stepping out of the identity of your other people have created for you. It's like, I know Mike because he is this person. I know Mike because he is this person. I know Ryan because he is this person. As soon as we start to step outside of that mold, it starts to make other people feel uncomfortable. All right. And when we start to make other people feel uncomfortable, even though we're not doing it from like a conscious place, it's merely just happening throughout the process. It's like we step away from it because quite often our identity or who we are isn't actually who we are. It's who we think other people need us to be.
Yeah, that's that multi-dimensional in the 3D realm right now of there are well, as many people as you've ever met in your life, there are that many versions of you.
Yeah.
Because everybody holds a different version or the ability to see you in that way in their own mind, right? Based off the mapping that they see the world.
For sure.
So you see me as this, and then I see myself as something, then I see myself as thinking that person sees me,
yeah.
And then that person sees you based off their own mapping. So every single person you've ever met in your life is a different version of you. And you think about it like that, that's huge. That's multi-dimensional realities right here and now.
My mind's a little boggled right now, but yeah, you're 100%.
And that's why if you see somebody from the past, they will hold you in that past version self.
Yeah, for sure.
It's really interesting, right?
I actually enjoy that experience.
It's fucking fun because you're like, hey, lovely to meet you. They're like, I know you. Nah, you know that me.
You know who I was.
Would you like to get to know me? But yeah, that tickles the noodle, right? Because there is a version of you in every person. So there are infinite versions of ourselves.
That's fucking buzzy.
Yeah,
it's I'm just going through the potential realities in my mind
Mm.
based on just other people in my life. Like, oh, I wonder who I could be in their eyes. Interesting.
Absolutely. And then it comes to how did I show up to them for me to see them, for them to see me?
Yeah, for sure.
Like if we're going through those stages of our life where we're wearing masks and different things.
Yeah.
What mask was I wearing for that person to see me in
that
a
way.
certain light, because I was wanting them to see me in a certain way because of the self-judgment I had on myself, or potentially what I was judging them on was what I was judging myself on. So I'm going to now hide those versions of myself, and you're only going to see the air quote good parts.
For sure.
And so the distorted reality between connection is absolutely distorted.
Yeah. It's totally 100% true, 100% true. And I'm just thinking like, fucking hell.
And so this is where, let's tie it all back to community, right? Let's tie it all back to community, where when you are truly feeling safe and you're feeling and cultivating trust with others around you, and especially yourself, where your masks can be dropped, then there is no distortion of the perception of I, id, and is, which is the me.
Yeah. Keep going.
Because then when you are in deep communication, whether it's voice communication, whether it's cultivating, I think I've used the word cultivating too many times. I'm not going to say it anymore.
Okay.
And so when you are curating intimacy, when you're curating touch, sharing, then you are meeting on the full human and spiritual level, because you are in service of the highest positioning of that person and of yourself. There is no facade, so the reality cannot be distorted, and if it does get distorted, then it can be communicated through.
For sure.
Because then that was the shadow aspect of whatever was lurking around there, and this is where community, relationship, friendship can then go, hey, what was that? Can you hold me in that? Or I need to speak about that, or let's go to the root cause of that.
Yeah.
For me to have that that unmet childhood need met now.
Yeah, and that's extremely vulnerable, because what you're saying is that within the first instance of meeting someone, the greatest thing that we can both do for ourselves and them is be unconditionally our authentic self.
That's it.
Yeah, because then it doesn't murk the water for who they think we are, and it also doesn't create a story or force us to need to wear a mask so that this person knows who we are every time that we meet them again.
Every time. And
every time.
Yeah, because that's your essence.
Yeah, for
your
sure.
essence has been met.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Michael. Meet my essence.
Yeah. This is my true self. This
Because
is who I
in
truly
every
am.
character you can show up as the essence doesn't change. So then there's more trust. You know? I could be out in the world doing my auction thing. You know, but my essence is still felt.
For sure.
That, with the people around that. You know, we could be doing our breath work. Our essence is felt. You know, but it's all okay. So I think it's go deeper into yourself, go into your own shit. Go through your inner work, whatever the modality it is.
For sure.
Seek and understand your essence. Curate your essence.
For sure. And I guess learn how to communicate it as well. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and that's through action too.
For sure.
That's word and line. You know, words and line. Words and actions align, and that's through intimacy of eros, intimacy through love. You know, all of the good things. So that's the basis of reality of masks, using connection to be able to have them be dropped, but you've got to feel the edge of what vulnerability is,
For sure.
and you've got to practice moving into vulnerability, because it's a self-taught thing.
Yeah, for sure. You want to surround yourself with people that want you to be fucking you.
Yes.
You know?
Oh God.
Want you to be you and want the best for you.
Yep.
You know, and I suppose are willing to call you out when you're not being you, and are just here for all of you. Like, all of you is welcome here. And that's something that we always say to people whenever they come around to our house. It's like, fucking all of you is welcome here. Do whatever you want.
And even just that one little bit, the amount of people that are like, like you can see it in their body. It's an unconscious movement. They're like, okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. I love it.
Same.
Take that away, peeps. Go and just give someone permission. Just say, I'll give you permission to be all of you. Smile at them. And then don't say anything. Let it get awkward a bit. Let the message drop. And allow somebody's nervous system just to
Relax.
be a little less inflamed. Tribe, baby. Tribe and community.
Tribe, Communitas, that's what we're here for, you know?
Yeah.
That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
And everything else is just going to build off that.
Oh,
you know?
it just will. It just will. The healing that comes with that too.
For sure.
Like the deep healing. Being held by the people who love you around you. You can't explain it. It's subjective, you know.
You lose the power of it when you try to explain it.
Well, you do, because you've got to minimize. You've got to minimize to our basic English words, right? Of the universal power of love and healing, of God, of eros. You know, we had one of our brothers just help him close a loop in his life, and you know, just he got held on the beach at midnight on, you know, on New Year's Eve, and it was just pure love, and he just went through the depths of what was just been carrying through him. You know, there was no forcing. There's no like, well, I'm going to consciously move into that. It just, the ability just moved it out.
And it's just in being guided by intuition, right? An opportunity arose, or an experience was created through just being in community, for him to be held in a space where everyone was just merely there for him, not trying to change him, but just there for him, showering him with love, awareness, connection. And then what comes from that is truly profound.
It's amazing. And what's just lit me up now on that is the receivership. Receiving.
Yeah.
That's such a big block. That was a huge block for me.
For sure.
I remember our first rebirthing weekend, and because I'd done a bit with Sandro for a bit, so I was okay, and I kind of had done it a few times. But I remember at the end of my first facilitation, Pauline and David, our teachers, were like giving me compliments on it. They're like, "Well done," and I didn't really notice it before, but I kind of like shelled up. And Pauline's like, well, how are you not able to receive these? You know, what's going on? And it was the first time that I was like, yeah, receiving's a really hard thing for me. And it's been such a journey to be able to just learn to receive it, because when someone gives you a gift, regardless if it's material, love, words, whatever is happening, how good do you feel when you give somebody a gift and it's just fully received?
Yeah, amazing.
When you fully receive something, it's not just for you; it's for the sender too.
Yeah, for sure, definitely.
So all of the curation of receiving has personally been a big thing for me, to learn how to receive.
Well, it's about trusting people as well.
Yeah,
you know, because you're allowing yourself to believe what they have to say about you, even if it's a gift or kind words, right? You trust them enough to be like, okay, thank you. Like I hold your opinion to a high standard, and I'm willing to let that land within me.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice, bro. I like that. I'm willing to hold you to a high standard and allow that to land in me. Yeah, that's good. And then there's the boundary setting of allowing what to allow in and what not to allow in from certain people, right? For sure. Some people, well, you know, it's a gut feeling that they're trying to manipulate you through over, you know, love bombing potentially.
Yeah,
you know, sure. All of that over the topness. It's all coming from a wounding place. You know, this is where we've got to get crafty. We got to get good at seeing, feeling.
100%, and this is where I suppose community can become a little challenging, right? Because you're not always going to be able to surround yourself with people that are fully aware and conscious. There may potentially be people that do try to use or manipulate and masks and things like that, whether they have tendencies for like gaslighting and things. You never really know, and this is when you know and have that ability to know and trust yourself, that you can actually fall deeper in trust with other people. Yeah, because you know that if people are actually using you, or if people are working with you, it's a very fine line.
It is a fine line. You get stronger in yourself as you go in, though. You know,
oh, definitely.
And then those people don't even try, because there's no ability for them to be able to manipulate you. You know. And I love just soundboarding. And having really trusted people in my life that I can go, hey, what about this? Or, hey, I went on this date, you know, like, let me tell you about it. You know, like, it's not bringing all the bad shit. It's just going, hey, look, or genuinely just going, hey, look, I really trust you. I'm at a crossroads here with a decision. Can I get you to weigh in on this?
Yeah. What's your opinion?
Yeah, because you know the people in your community, in your tribe are you know, going to give you the best answer for you. Not a you know, there's always bias, like, you know, always, but you can pull yourself apart and go, okay, well, what's the best thing for you? You know, it's not moving on a space where it's like, well, I can actually get you to do that because it'll ipso facto help me in this way, you know. And how many times have we made decisions in our lives that it's like, well, yep, I could get that person to do something, but it'll end up helping me in the end.
For sure. Well, there's always going to be bias, even if understanding and knowing that there's bias is never going to stop it, right?
No.
So yeah,
but you can
definitely. It's a communitas, brother.
Communitas, get amongst it, people. Come and join us. If this lights you up, you want to come and sit down and just, this is literally how me and Ryan, well, this is not just me and Ryan, this is literally how everybody in our life, we just sit around and we talk like this all the time. Because quite frankly, I don't want anything else. It's as simple as that. You know, I enjoy
footy.
No, I enjoy. Oh, but at the end of the day, if that's what someone was really into, and I love them, and like I'll
Embrace
fucking
it.
I'll soundboard that
For sure.
Oh, look, I used to be a rugby player for a long time.
Oh, many years.
Many years. You're a boxer. You know, we've had our dints in the sports.
In the sports world.
Look, we're fairly knowledgeable on a lot of general knowledge.
For sure.
Are we selling ourselves now? Is that what we're doing?
No, I think so. What are you trying to do here?
Hi, I'm Michael. I'm 6'2", 95 kilo. If you want to join our community,
sign up here.
Feel like one of those 80s dating video dating apps.
I wasn't around in the 80s,
Come
brother,
on,
so I wouldn't know.
I wasn't around. But yeah, what a time. It's like old Tinder. You know, they used to go to these places and they would sit in these little booths and they would record a video onto a videotape of themselves. And then if you were wanting to find one, you would go into these places and they'd give you a tape. And then there's like
a stack of tapes.
Yeah, exactly. And then I'd bring up the stats of everyone and
swipe left, right.
Can't swipe, you fast forward or rewind. You know, how we've evolved. I actually saw a sign the other day. There's a new dating app. What are your thoughts on dating apps?
I've never had to use them. Because when they first started coming around, like I just was in one relationship and then just moved into another. Like so, and the in between time, I wasn't even trying to date. So never even downloaded it, never even opened it, wouldn't even know anything about it.
Yeah. I've used them, you know, sparingly over the years. I remember when they first came out. Probably it would have been about 5.5 years ago, maybe
about that.
Maybe 6 years ago, maybe. I was a lot younger lad, a lot different times of my life. So yeah, I was on the old Tinder because that was the only one that was out at the time.
For sure.
And I think I used it for a little while, and then I didn't for years. I think I've jumped on and off at different times, but it literally, I go through it for like a month and I'm like, oh, no, it's not. For me, it doesn't align, you know, because the conversations you can have with people via messaging and then people are so much more brazen on messages sometimes, and then you meet them in person. It's just like there's no correlation, and it's a no judgment, you know, because it's fine. And but I think it all comes down to an intention, you know. I think it's a great way to meet people in a busy world, and if it's the ability for you to be able to, you know, if you don't quite have the skill sets to approach someone or start joining new groups and kind of running into people, then why wouldn't you? You know, like I think it's amazing. Obviously, with anything that's got sexual connotation levels, you're always going to find a subset of people that just delve straight down into those, you know, very human realms of just, hey, want to fuck, you know. But, you know, there's people out there that they'll do it for 15 people and the 15th person will be like, yeah, I'm into that, you know. Sure. So it's a numbers game for those people.
I suppose at least they're being honest.
Yeah, exactly. But I guess it ruins it for the 14 others that
actually want human connection.
Yeah, that want the connection.
They're looking for more.
You know?
Definitely.
So, yeah, it's I guess it's just the technology evolution of the world we're in.
And maybe one day we won't even need to be in relationships. We'll just have AI. We just have synthetic relationships with Chat GPT.
I'm going to open up Ryan's wardrobe and give me a sex robot in there.
Don't be surprised.
Mate, I'm sure there'll be 6 robots.
There's a few little sexy robots in there, but not a full size one.
No,
not a full size one.
I reckon it's coming.
It's coming.
Oh, there you go. But yeah, dating apps, I think, you know, use them integrally. If you are a woman on there, just use your gut. You know, a lot of predatory men that would be prying on there. You know, so be safe. Be safe. Be clear about what you're asking for, what you want. Be able to say no. You know, to if it doesn't quite align. and that's okay.
For sure. And I suppose that goes to any relationship.
Absolutely.
Be open, be honest. Know your boundaries, understand your boundaries, know how to say no, know what you actually want to get from the relationship, and if it's no longer serving, give yourself permission to step away. Yeah.
You're not held into anything you don't hold yourself into.
For sure.
And if it doesn't feel right, just go, hey, thanks, see you later. But yeah, I think there's a time and a place for everything, but they aren't for me.
Cool.
So that's okay.
Beautiful. It's never been for me.
No.
I think it's just because I don't like messaging people on Messenger.
Going back and forth on messages bothers me.
I voice notes, 100%, all day, every day.
Yeah, but short voice notes, don't fucking send me 4 5-minute voice notes, because that's a 3-minute phone call that could have been had. Take all the ums and ahs of you thinking about what the fuck you're saying in a 20-minute voice note broken up into 5 minutes.
Can't wait for the next time I send you a voice note.
I don't mind. I love voice notes. I love them. But you get a voice note and they're like, look, up to about 4 or 5 minutes, great. Then you send me another 4 or 5 minutes. Then another one comes, and then another one comes, and then I'm already recording a voice note in between the ones you're sending.
And then you've got to listen to half of a 4-minute voice note, reply, and then listen to the other half. Yeah, it's not a good form of communication. At least break it up to minutes. Eh?
Or
I can't remember what you started and said at the start.
Yeah.
The human condition. It's funny.
You remember the first bit of the first one and the last bit of the last one,
and you miss everything else in the middle.
And I'm not going to hit every other point in my voice note.
So if anyone wants to get hold of Mike, preferably voice note, or maybe just give him a call.
Yeah, give me a call. Give me a video call. I love video call.
If you want to be good to him, give him a call.
I love video call. I can see your face. If it's not a phone call, give me a video call.
Here we go.
I love it. I love seeing people's smiley faces. I love seeing my smiley face, and I love video calling people when they pick up and they're randomly doing something cool, and I'm like, oh, what's going on here?
Sure.
So yeah, the mountain of text messaging back and forth that irks.
For sure. All right, brother. I feel like we're fucking rambling a little bit.
We are rambling, but we're having a bit of fun, aren't we?
Let's wrap it up.
Let's wrap this up. Hey, team, thank you so much for listening. We absolutely love you. We hope you've had some laughs. We hope you learned something. And be on the listen for our episode coming out next week, Thursday, every week.
Every week Thursday.
And if you want to get, if you want to jump on board our 28-day state change program, just jump on www.betabrand.com or jump onto our Instas, which is @betabrand, or we're basically everywhere at the moment.
100%. When we'll put a little link in the show notes as well.
We'll put a link in the show notes, and here is an exciting announcement before we go. We've curated. Almost. We've curated a bit of a guest list coming through, so we're going to start bringing some amazing people onto our podcast, and we'll be just exploding with epicness on this journey, and just getting people's amazing raw authenticity on their own.
100%, man. 100%. That's what it's all about, right?
It's all happening.
All right, beautiful people. Have a beautiful day. Have a beautiful life, and we will see you next time.
See you next week. Shoot!